The revelation. John Mattis, a key representative of Earth, stood before the Galactic Council, his expression solemn and resolute. As he cleared his throat, the council chambers buzzed with an uneasy anticipation. The council, a governing body representing numerous alien species, had long regarded humanity with a mix of curiosity and condescension. Now, however, John was about to shatter their complacency. "I have a confession," John began, his voice echoing through the chamber. "Earth possesses weapons capable of destroying entire galaxies." The room erupted into chaos. Gasps of disbelief and frantic whispers filled the air. Representatives from various worlds exchanged shocked glances, their once arrogant demeanor replaced by fear and anxiety. For centuries, Earth had concealed these world-ending weapons, keeping them hidden from the Galactic Council. But now, with the impending threat of the Zorgan Empire, the truth had to come out. The Zorgan Empire, a ruthless and powerful alien faction, had launched an invasion that threatened to annihilate Earth. John's revelation about the secret weapons was not just an admission, but a desperate plea for survival. The Galactic Council had abandoned Earth in its time of need, leaving humanity to fend for itself against hostile alien forces. The weapons were humanity's last line of defense. The Council's reaction was swift and severe. Zorax, the imposing insectoid leader of the Council, demanded an emergency war council to address the threat. Military leaders from across the galaxy gathered in a fortified bunker, their faces grave as they discussed their next move. General Zargan, the burly alien with a fierce expression, growled, "We should blockade Earth and starve them into submission." Admiral Zilara, a statuesque reptilian with piercing eyes, countered, "A blockade would take too long. We should launch a swift and devastating strike against their military before they can deploy these weapons." The debate raged on, with no consensus reached. Some advocated for economic sanctions, while others suggested subversive measures to destabilize Earth's governments. The Council's legitimacy was at stake, and they knew they had to act decisively. Earth's dilemma. Back on Earth, John Mattis faced a storm of political turmoil. The United Nations General Assembly was in disarray, with factions pulling in different directions. The French delegate called for peace, urging diplomacy and negotiation. In contrast, General Marcus Johnson, a stalwart military leader, insisted on a show of strength. "We must not back down," General Johnson declared. "We can't let those aliens push us around. I've got half the country ready for war if necessary." John felt the weight of the world on his shoulders. He wanted to find a peaceful resolution, but knew that Earth's survival depended on standing firm. Just as he grappled with this impossible decision, his communicator beeped with a message from an untraceable source. The message was from Zoltar, the Supreme Lord of the Zorgan Empire. It was a tempting offer: advanced Zorgan technology and a mutual defense pact in exchange for Earth's loyalty and friendship. The offer was seductive, but John knew of the Zorgans' notorious reputation for cruelty and domination. Could he trust them? With heavy heart and a sense of impending doom, John decided to meet with Zoltar. The future of humanity and the galaxy hung in the balance, and he had to make a choice that could either save Earth or plunge it into further chaos. The Alliance. John's ship touched down on a barren, rocky world, where Zoltar awaited him. The Zorgan leader was tall and cloaked in black, his eyes glowing in eerie red. Zoltar's imposing presence was even more intimidating up close. "The Zorgan Empire has watched humanity for a long time," Zoltar said, his voice deep and resonant. "Your kind has shown remarkable innovation and survival against all odds. Now you face an enemy you cannot defeat alone." John met Zoltar's gaze and asked, "What does the Zorgan Empire offer in return for our alliance?" Zoltar's response was both alluring and ominous: advanced weapons technology, military support, and a seat at the table when we forge a new galactic order. John hesitated, recalling General Johnson's hawkish demands and the UN's indecision. Earth needed a strong ally, and the Zorgans were offering everything they needed to stand against the Council. Despite his reservations, John extended his hand and agreed to the pact. "We accept your offer," John said firmly, "for the future of humanity and the galaxy." As John's ship raced back to Earth, he was filled with a mix of hope and apprehension. The fate of humanity now rested on this uneasy alliance with the Zorgans. Preparing for war, General Johnson, confident in the new alliance, began preparations for Earth's defense. In a top-secret military base, he reviewed the schematics of a massive fleet of warships, sleek, deadly, and bristling with advanced weaponry. "Prepare to activate the Phantom Fleet," Johnson ordered. "I want every ship armed and ready for deployment." Deep in space, Earth's elite warriors manned cloaked vessels in a hidden stronghold. They hung silently, waiting for the signal to strike. Johnson allowed himself a small smile, knowing that with this fleet and the Zorgans as allies, Earth would no longer cower before alien threats. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council continued its internal debates. Zorax, growing impatient, issued an ultimatum to Earth: surrender unconditionally or face military action. The message was sent across the vast expanse of space, and Earth's leaders were left with a dire choice. The ultimatum. John Mattis convened an emergency meeting of Earth's leaders. The ultimatum hovered over them like a sword of Damocles. The Council's demand was clear: Earth must surrender or face the consequences. The room erupted into heated arguments. The French delegate urged compromise, while General Johnson called for a firm response. "Negotiating with these aliens is suicide," Johnson declared. "With the Zorgans' support, we can take the fight to the Council." John rubbed his forehead, feeling the weight of the decision. He had allied Earth with the Zorgans, but was it enough to defy the Council and emerge victorious? As the 48-hour deadline ticked away, the world held its breath. In the United Nations General Assembly Hall, the Secretary General took the podium. "After much deliberation, the nations of Earth have decided," he announced. "We will not surrender our sovereignty. Earth stands united in the face of this threat." The chamber erupted into applause and murmurs of concern. News of Earth's defiance spread quickly throughout the galaxy. Some worlds cheered for the brave humans, while others denounced them as reckless warmongers. The battle begins. In the Galactic Council's headquarters, Zorax's anger reached a boiling point. "Prepare the fleet," he commanded. "We will make an example of these insolent humans." Admiral Drox, with a cruel smile, prepared for the assault. His flagship, the Enforcer, targeted Earth's colonies and outposts. The Council's ships engaged cloaking devices and moved into position, ready to strike. On Earth, General Johnson's ship, the EDS Resilience, detected incoming contacts. The Council's fleet appeared, unleashing a barrage of firepower on Earth's defenses. The battle was fierce, with Earth's ships struggling to hold the line. Despite their advanced technology, Earth's fleet was outnumbered and overwhelmed. The Resilience took a direct hit, and the battle began to turn against them. Johnson's frustration grew as the Zorgans, who had promised support, were nowhere to be seen. The betrayal. As the battle raged, John Mattis received a disturbing transmission from an unknown source. A hooded figure appeared on the screen, warning him of a hidden threat. "You have been deceived," the figure said. "The Zorgans are not your allies. There are forces at work here beyond your understanding." John listened intently as the figure revealed a secret that could change the fate of the galaxy. With Earth's fleet in ruins and the Zorgans revealing themselves as enemies, John faced a critical choice. He had to act quickly to save his people from the chaos and betrayal that had unfolded. The fate of Earth and the galaxy now rested on John's shoulders. As the battle continued and the future remained uncertain, he knew that every decision would determine the outcome of this galactic conflict. As the tension in the room thickened, Mara's curiosity became almost palpable. She leaned in closer, eyes locked on the mysterious figure. The ancient being, whose presence seemed to command reverence and awe, began to speak in a voice that resonated with an otherworldly authority. "You have come to understand the purpose of your existence," the being said, their words reverberating through the chamber. "But to truly grasp the enormity of your role, you must uncover the truth of your origins." Mara and her team exchanged glances, a mix of excitement and apprehension swirling among them. They had journeyed through countless trials to reach this point, and now, on the brink of revelation, the stakes had never been higher. The figure raised a hand, and a holographic projection emerged, displaying a swirling cosmic pattern. "What you see before you is the true history of humanity's place in the galaxy," the being explained. "Long before you began your journey among the stars, your kind was part of a grand experiment." Mara's heart raced as the projection shifted to show ancient civilizations, both familiar and alien. It detailed a time when humanity was an isolated species, their potential recognized by powerful cosmic entities who saw in them a unique potential for greatness. Long ago, the figure continued, the galaxy was dominated by a powerful alliance of species. They sought to control and shape the universe according to their own designs. They recognized that humanity possessed something rare, a spark of creativity and resilience that defied their control. So they isolated you, preserving your potential for a time when you would be ready to challenge their dominion. The revelation struck Mara with profound force. The journey she and her team had undertaken, the struggles they had faced, and the enemies they had fought, all of it had been part of a much grander scheme. Humanity's evolution had been monitored, shaped, and ultimately liberated by forces beyond their comprehension. The holographic projection shifted again, this time to reveal a majestic city in the heart of a distant star system. "This is the location of the council that has overseen your evolution," the figure said. "They have watched and guided you, ensuring that you would reach a point where you could stand on equal footing with them." Mara's mind raced. The knowledge that humanity's struggles had been part of a grand cosmic design was overwhelming. But as she looked at her team, she saw the same determination and resolve reflected in their eyes. They had faced every challenge with courage and ingenuity, and now, with this new understanding, they were ready for whatever lay ahead. The figure extended a hand, offering the shimmering device that seemed to pulse with energy. "This artifact will allow you to communicate with the Council and negotiate your place in the galaxy. It is up to you and your people to decide how to use this power, to forge alliances, to protect your world, and to shape your destiny." Mara accepted the artifact, feeling its warmth and power in her hands. It was a symbol of humanity's potential and the promise of a future that was no longer limited by the constraints of the past. As the ancient figure faded into the shadows, Mara and her team stood together, ready to face the new chapter of their journey. They had uncovered the truth of their origins, and with that knowledge, they were poised to take their rightful place in the galaxy. The path ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity's story was far from over. It was a story of endless possibilities, of courage and resilience, and of a future that would be shaped by their own choices. With renewed determination, Mara and her team stepped into the unknown, ready to embrace their destiny and to continue their journey among the stars. Mara and her team, now armed with the artifact and a profound understanding of their place in the galaxy, returned to their ship. The cosmos stretched out before them, a vast expanse filled with both known and unknown mysteries. The hum of the ship's engines and the soft glow of the control panels felt like a familiar comfort as they prepared for their next move. The artifact, which Mara had carefully stored in a secure compartment, was a beacon of hope and a tool for forging the new future. They had all seen the way it pulsed with energy, a constant reminder of the immense responsibility they now carried. As the crew gathered in the ship's command center, Mara took a deep breath, ready to address them. "We've learned that humanity was part of a grand experiment, a test of our potential," she began. "Now we have a chance to shape our destiny and negotiate our place among the stars. The artifact we've been given is our key to making that happen." Her words were met with nods of agreement and a renewed sense of purpose. The crew had always been driven by a desire to explore and understand, but now they had a mission with far-reaching implications. "Let's initiate contact with the Council," Mara said, her voice steady with determination. "We need to understand their intentions and determine how we can best secure a future for humanity." The ship's systems were soon calibrated to interface with the artifact, and a holographic communication link was established. The projection flickered to life, revealing a vast, shimmering chamber filled with figures that exuded an air of authority and wisdom. It was clear that these beings were as ancient as they were powerful. One of the council members, a being with a majestic presence, spoke first. "Humanity has come far since our last encounter," the figure said. "We have observed your journey with great interest. What do you seek from us?" Mara took a moment to collect her thoughts before responding. "We seek to understand our place in the galaxy and to establish a path for our future. We wish to forge alliances and ensure that humanity can contribute positively to the galaxy while safeguarding our own world." The council members exchanged glances, their expressions inscrutable. The being who had initially spoken nodded. "Your intentions are noble. However, understand that the galaxy is a complex tapestry of interwoven interests and conflicts. To secure your place, you must demonstrate both strength and wisdom." A council member stepped forward, holding a crystalline orb that pulsed with an ethereal light. "This is a challenge of sorts, a test to prove your worthiness. Within this orb lies a simulation of a galactic conflict. How you navigate and resolve it will determine your future interactions with us." Mara accepted the orb with reverence, feeling the weight of the council's expectations. "We will undertake this challenge and prove our worth," she said with resolve. The orb's light intensified, enveloping the command center in a swirl of colors. The simulation began, projecting a complex scenario of galactic conflict. Different factions were at odds, each with their own agendas and demands. It was a chaotic and intricate web of alliances and betrayals. The team worked together, using their skills and knowledge to navigate the simulation. Mara, with her strategic mind, guided the crew through diplomatic negotiations, tactical maneuvers, and alliances. They made decisions that balanced the needs of their own people with the broader interests of the galaxy. As the simulation progressed, it became clear that their approach was making a difference. They were able to broker peace between conflicting factions, build coalitions, and address the underlying issues that drove the conflict. The results were promising, and it became evident that their efforts were being closely monitored by the Council. When the simulation finally ended, the projection faded, and the Council chamber reappeared. The Council members regarded Mara and her team with a mixture of approval and contemplation. "You have navigated the simulation with skill and integrity," the Council member said. "Your actions have demonstrated a deep understanding of both strategy and diplomacy. We will grant you a place among the galactic community, with the opportunity to forge alliances and contribute to the greater good." Mara felt a wave of relief and triumph. "Thank you. We will uphold the principles we have demonstrated here and work towards a future that benefits all." As the communication link was severed, the crew celebrated their achievement. They had passed the test, and with it, they had secured a place for humanity among the stars. The artifact, now a symbol of their success, was a reminder of the journey they had undertaken and the future they were helping to shape. The ship set a new course, heading towards uncharted regions of the galaxy. With their newfound status and the promise of exciting opportunities ahead, Mara and her team were ready to continue their exploration and make their mark on the universe. As they ventured into the unknown, they carried with them the lessons of their journey, the strength, resilience, and ingenuity that had brought them to this moment. Their story was one of discovery and determination, and the galaxy awaited their next chapter with eager anticipation.